Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. What if guys today is a brand new Division video, and today I want to show you guys the open beta rewards and also talk about some of the changes we are getting from the private beta to the open beta. Keep in mind that these are subjected to change. If something doesn't work out, if something's bad in the open beta, obviously it will get fixed, obviously it will get changed for the real game, but as of right now, this is what we're getting in the upcoming beta. Alright, so starting off first, these are the open beta rewards. Now keep in mind that the private beta had different rewards, so if you didn't participate in that one, unfortunately you will not be able to get some of those rewards, but you have another chance of getting different ones from this one. So first of all, you get the DC Patriot weapon skin. Pretty much all you gotta do is just participate in any beta. That could be the private, that could be this one. As long as you just participate, you will get this weapon skin. The next thing we have is the Capitol Hill arm patch, and all you have to do for this one is complete an invaded mission, and this is pretty much the end game mission. There's only one of them, so it's not like you have to do really that much. All you gotta do is just complete one mission on any difficult, and you will get this patch when the game fully releases. The next thing we have is a supply crate backpack trophy, and all you gotta do for this one is complete the Dark Zone East instruction mission. Again, really easy, really quick. For this one, you have to complete the story mode, and towards the end, you will get the Dark Zone mission. You'll be able to enter there, and once you finish that, you will be able to get this reward. And finally, we have the Capitol Hill backpack trophy, and all you gotta do for this one is just participate in the open beta. Really simple, really easy, and like I said, if you want to get some hands-on experience on the game before it comes out officially, definitely get on the beta from March 1st to the 4th, so you can get some playing time and get some rewards. The next thing I do want to talk about are actually some new additions and changes from the private beta to the open beta. Also, I do want to say I will have the full article in the description. It's a really long article, so if you guys want to check out all the patch notes, all the changes, definitely check it out with your own two eyes. I'm not going to go over everything, but I'm going to go over the most kind of important things in my opinion. So the first thing is we have new additions, and the first thing we're getting is actually a new main story mission. This is called the Viewpoint Museum mission. The next thing we have is a new skirmish map, and this is called Capitol Ruins. The next thing we have is a new skill, and this is called the Chem Launcher, and for this one, we actually have two modifiers that we'll be able to test out. We have the Foam and also the Fire Starter modifier. The next thing we have is a raised level cap from level 7 to level 8. And then lastly, we have character progression in the private beta is not carried over to the open beta. So that kind of sucks for me. I had some really good weapons, I had some really good gear, but I do understand that they want to even out the playing field, they want to make everything fair for the Dark Zone and Conflict. So again, I do understand why they're resetting everyone and making them start from pretty much zero. Moving down, we have balance changes to the weapons. So the first thing we have is the drop rate of signature weapon ammo has been increased. Really good, at least for the sharpshooter. I had a pretty hard time, I would say, finding ammo. Like sometimes it was really easy, and sometimes it was really hard. It just really depended on, I guess, my RNG. Like sometimes I would complete the entire mission and have like 2 shots in my gun the entire time, and sometimes I would kill like 5 NPCs and have a full magazine, be maxed out on ammo. So it was really weird. So I'm kind of glad they looked into this and fixed it for the open beta. Up next, they adjusted the weapon mods to make sure the drawbacks are generally lower than the positive bonuses. Really good right there. Next up, we have recoil and accuracy statistics tweaked on several weapons. Not really sure what weapons they tweaked this on. I'm not really sure if they're going to tell us or not, but they did look into that a little bit. Also, the RPM on semi-automatic weapons have been reduced overall. They also fixed the Lucky Shot talent to make sure it doesn't proc on every pellet of the shotgun. I'm not really sure if I got this kind of issue in the beta myself. I didn't really use shotguns too often, but if you guys did get this, let me know in the comments. Moving down, we have fixed extra talents to give percentage-based ammo increase instead of a fixed number. And lastly, they made several adjustments to the power level and handling of specialization weapons. So this again was a pretty big problem I did find with the sharpshooter. Sometimes when I shot the NPC, and it wasn't even a boss, it wasn't even an elite, it was just a normal NPC. Sometimes when I shot it, I did like half damage. Sometimes it was like 1/4 damage. So it was really weird and off. And I'm not really sure if it was my build or whatever the case is, or if it was actually meant to be like that. But again, I'm pretty glad they looked into this and fixed it for the open beta. Next up, we have some enemy health and armor changes. So they decreased enemy health and armor in co-op, while also slightly increasing enemy lethality. We have decreased veteran / elite rushers armor by half. Let's see, what else did they do? They decreased the armor plating health for the underground tank, decreased the lethality and health armor of enemy NPCs in world tiers. So it looks like they pretty much nerfed all the health and armor for the NPCs. Next up we have enemy attacks, and the first thing they did do was remove the bleed status effect from RPG explosions. Really good, that was really annoying in the beta. They also decreased the damage of the Black Tusk Rusher's weapon. Enemy NPCs will now hit the player slightly more often when the player uses cover to cover. Decreased accuracy of the early game hyena NPCs, decreased accuracy and duration of early game hyenas, throwers, tear gas, grenades. Let's see, increase the team-wide cooldown of enemy NPC grenades, RC cars, and suicide drones. So pretty much they nerfed the NPCs a little bit, both from like health and armor perspective, but also just like their overall like abilities and just their kind of tactics and stuff like that. So not really sure why they did that. I'm not like, I don't think it was too much of a problem, but I guess we'll have to see in the open beta. Then we also have some changes to enemy behavior. So there's a lot of different changes, as you guys can see. So let's see, veteran, elite, and named NPCs are now easier to stagger. We have NPCs will now switch targets a bit more frequently and naturally during combat and co-op situations. Increased size of Black Tusk Suicide Drone hitbox. So pretty much all these different changes from the health, armor, enemy attacks, and enemy behavior, everything is going to be kind of lenient for you, I would say. Just a little bit easier to kill them, a little bit easier to stagger them, decrease their cooldowns, decrease their abilities and stuff like that. So pretty much everything they did do, at least from what I can see, is kind of nerfed them, which, I mean, I'm not really sure why they did that, but like I said, we're gonna have to see and test out in the open beta and see how they actually are towards the end game. Moving down, we have combat. So the first thing they did do was decrease time required to automatically mark a target. They also decreased time required to transition out of combat state for the player. And they also reduced cooldown on combat roll to 0.5 seconds. Not too many combat changes, just 3 of them. So, nothing too crazy. Then we have skills. So for skills, they decreased airburst grenade and incendiary airburst grenade damage, which was really necessary in my opinion. For PvP, they were absolutely insane and just did a lot of damage. Moving down, we have improved player skill drone follow behavior when player is vertically navigating. Okay. Sniper turret now does extra damage with headshots. Really good. I thought the sniper turret, in my opinion, was pretty weak in the beta. Like the normal turret or the default one, it was way better in my opinion. So I'm glad this is getting a little bit of a buff. Also the sniper turret aim improvements to more closely match input, which is really good as well. We have assault turret aiming improvements to be more snappy and accurate. Then we have improved path finding of seeker mines, so they prefer more direct path to their targets if available. And then lastly, we have increased movement speed of airburst seeker mine and also reduced enemy NPC detection of the skill. Moving down for the missions, they greatly reduced the difficulty of the Grand Washington Hotel mission on replay, and they also improved the combat behavior of Agent Kelso, or yeah, I think it's Kelso, something like that. So nothing really too much for the missions. And finally, for the crafting, they adjusted the material acquisition and blueprint costs for crafting. To be honest, I can't really talk on this. I didn't really do too much crafting or anything like that, so I'm not really sure if it was really expensive or not. I didn't do that much, like I said, so, if you guys know more details about this, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for the video. It's still pretty long, and I didn't really want to make a long video. There is still more changes, as you guys can see, changes to the Dark Zone gameplay. We have technical bug fixes and improvements. We have, missions, world changes, NPC changes, audio changes, character, skirmish, UI, photo mode. Like there's literally, 100 plus, if not more, changes here. So if you guys want to check it out with your own 2 eyes, definitely check this out. It's a pretty long read, I would say. But if you're really interested, if you're really into this, then definitely check it out. Again, the link will be in the description. But once again, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll respond to all my comments. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.